No one prepares you for the silence after the final whistle. When football ends, you feel like a piece of you dies. I've been there. When football ended, I truly felt like I lost myself. I felt like I had no other worth or no other purpose. Everything was tied to being on the field, the fans in the stand, making the highlight plays, getting the attention and the recognition from your teammates, from your coaches. Once that was taken away from me, I was lost. Felt like I had nowhere to go. I couldn't work out. I couldn't watch football. I couldn't do any of the things that I normally did that I loved because of football. Every time I did it, it made me think of football. I couldn't play Madden. I couldn't play the game. I couldn't do anything for a period of time that was related to football because it just hurt the soul so much. If you're feeling lost, it's okay. You're not broken, you're human. We have to learn how to replace that with other things. We have to learn how to strategize and figure out what we want to do in life. We have to find that team. We have to find that vulnerability. We have to find those coaches in other aspects of life, whether that's work, whether that's gym, whatever it may be. We have to find those things that we love in football so much. We have to find those in real life now. I had to learn that my worth did not retire with my jersey, and you need to learn that too. I thought that if I wasn't on the field, I wasn't important. I had to relearn that my value wasn't tied to the sport. And this is why I recommend that if you are playing football right now or you're playing any sport, but specifically football. I was playing my whole life, and if this is you or you're in a similar situation, I recommend start learning different trades. Learn and figure out what interests you so you can make this transition easier, because that's what I didn't do. My whole life was structured around football. I didn't care about school, even though I got my degree, but I didn't care about it. I didn't care about anything. Figure out what you want to do if football ends. Figure out what you're good at, whether it's writing, drawing, producing, creating, because it's gonna be way easier for you to fall back on that once football ends, and you won't have to deal with this as long as I had to deal with it. The discipline that we learn on the field, the leadership that we learn on the field, the fight that we learn on the field, that is still in me to this day. So you want to utilize those aspects because they're very valuable aspects that you get from football. Football gives you assets, and it makes you a man, and it gives you tendencies, it gives you habits, it gives you a mindset that's transferable to anything in life, any job in life, any activity in life. Football's always going to be there with you. So don't worry if you still have that competitiveness, that drive, all those things I just listed. It's transferable in a lot of jobs, and a lot of people want that. You can still utilize football even if you're not on the field. I guess the part that was the hardest for me was that I didn't know what was next. Like I told you guys, I didn't prioritize what I liked. I didn't prioritize my life without football. And no one handed me a playbook of life. No one told me, hey, once football is over, this is going to be the playbook and the guide to be successful in life, like your coaches do on the field, how you can study your plays and study assignments and tendencies on the field. You don't get that in life. You have to just kind of just go through and figure out what suits you and figure out what works and doesn't work. I would try things I never thought I would try. I failed at things. I explored things. I was in the corporate world. I was doing collections. I was moving furniture, anything that could put my mind to ease and really stop thinking about football, which didn't work. I always thought about football, but I had to learn how to be okay with working out and lifting and untying that from football and tying that to my health, my mental health, my physical health. So you're still lifting, you're still working out, you're still training for a purpose. You just have to shift that purpose to something that's not football, that's not on the field, but something more internal, something more personable, whatever that may be. It can even be external. It could be your kids. It can be, different things like that. Slowly, I ended up finding a new purpose, and this is when the healing started. This is how I was able to heal and move forward and get rid of all that hurt and that regret and loss that I suffered. If you're gonna hear anything or listen to anything that I'm saying, listen to this. Your mind is gonna take a hit, not just your body. I was lost. I had depression. I was confused. I was angry. I was even jealous. Seeing teammates on TV, seeing teammates where I thought I should be, real feelings, and it's okay because we're human. But I'm letting you know this because you might start experiencing this and you might wonder why, or you might get upset at yourself for feeling that way. It's okay. It's natural. Let your body and your mind feel how it's going to feel. Just focus on creating good habits to get out of that. Remember, you're not alone. Talk to someone, talk to other athletes, other people who are going through the same thing. It's a similar thing. You know how people who go to war have PTSD and they have depression when they come back, all these different things. That's sort of what we have. It's something called athlete depression, where you don't play no more, where you don't have that sport anymore and you're lost, you're depressed. That's perfectly normal. Find someone to talk to about that. Don't let that take over your whole life and consume you. Accept that it's there, understand how to work through it, and you'll be good to go. Remember, mental toughness is not ignoring the pain. It's getting through the pain. It's facing it. It's not going to be there forever. It just takes time to heal. One of the things that helped me with that healing, that mental progress, how I mentioned a little bit earlier, was really staying active. I gave up on my body for a bit. I let myself go, but the movement became therapy when I switched my thought process on why I was at the gym. Not for football anymore, but internally, I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to eat better. I wanted to move again. I wanted to, be active. It made working out amazing. 24/7, I'm working out. I'm going for hours. I'm going every day. I'm trying different things. I'm lifting. The cool part about it is you can lift in a way that's not conducive for football. You don't have to go super heavy like you would in football. You can do different things. You can learn different ways to lift. You can do more cardio. You can do a lot of different things that you probably couldn't do when you were playing football, because you have to bulk up and just get a whole bunch of muscles and, be super strong. Sorry guys, I had to relocate. Number 6, your brotherhood doesn't end in the locker room. For one, you should still have access to your teammates, your coaches. I know me all the time, I go talk to my coaches. I go back to practices. I talk to ex-teammates. I even talk to the young guys and try to be a big brother, a mentor to them. But this also means that you can create the brotherhood outside of football. I've met plenty of people that I'm just as close with as my football teammates through work, gym, all types of different things in life. So you can still create that brotherhood. It's still there. You just have to build a new circle. Find men, like-minded men who want to grow, who have a similar mindset as you, who want to, who still have that competitive edge. Don't isolate. Find your tribe again. You don't have to go through this alone. Find other ex-players. Number 7, your story still matters. Just because you're not on the field no more, that doesn't mean you're not important. You still got a story that someone else needs. That means you could coach. That means you could mentor, you can do individual training, whether it's your kids, whether it's a young athlete, or your next business move. What you live through is important and has power and can help change the trajectory of someone else. Just because you didn't make it doesn't mean someone else can't make it. And just because football is over, it doesn't mean your impact is over. I'm not who I was on the field anymore. I'm more grounded, I'm more driven, and more real now than I ever was under those lights. Life after football isn't the end. It's your next play, and it might be one of your most important ones yet. It's your boy J3, and I'm out.